So in the series of learning C++ programming language, we are discussing loops in C++. Till now we have discussed for loop and while loop. The next one is do while loop in C++. So this thing we'll be discussing in this video. What is do while loop, general syntax of do while loop, how to write down do while loop in your program, working of this loop using with the help of flowchart as well as with the help of programs, 2 to 3 programs we will see. Practical also I'll show you on editor, we will run those programs and all, right? Plus how this is different from while loop, right? So these things, all the basics, all the points and about do while loop we'll be discussing in this video. But before that, I just want to tell you one thing. See, the journey towards becoming a PSU officer and pursuing an MTech from IIT and other elite institute is going to be tough and challenging, right? So for you to stay focused on your path, here are some confidence booster initiative by Unacademy. Unacademy is going to start Udaan batch for GATE 2024 aspirants and Bunyad batch for GATE 2025 aspirants. And Unacademy's iconic educators will be taking these batches in English language, Hindi plus English. So they are going to cover the entire syllabus, plus you will get interview preparation, PSU exam preparation, previous year question paper, digital books, plus home delivered books, plus test series, practice, some practice problems and much more you will get in these batches. So now you have got one more reason to start your preparation for GATE 2024 and 2025. So subscribe immediately using my code JKL10 because in one subscription only you can avail all the facilities. And the so far price drop offer is valid till 21st of December. In this price drop offer in 12 months and above plus and iconic subscription, you can save up to 30%. And you can use my code JKL10 to get extra 10% discount. So all the relevant links and details I'll put in the description box of this video. You can go and check out. Now let's see what is do while loop. Let me just first of all tell you what is general syntax of this do while loop. First of all, this do keyword write down. We will write down followed by these curly braces. Within these curly braces, this would be body of the loop, or you can say this is statement block, right? Here you will write some statements which is to be executed, and then after this curly braces we write while, and here we write condition, or you can say expression, right? Termination condition or expression. And after that this semicolon, this is compulsory, otherwise you will get an error, right? So this is general syntax of do while loop, right? Now these statements, whatever you will write here, this would be executed again and again while this condition is true, right? Condition is true, these statements would be executed repeatedly, right? But one thing, if this condition is not true, still one time, at least once, these statement would be executed. This reason make this do while loop different from while loop. In while loop, if condition is not true, body of the loop will not be executed, right? Not even once. But here at least once these statements, the body of the loop would be executed at least once, irrespective of the condition. The condition is true or false, it doesn't matter. And after that, after executing once, this condition would be checked. If condition is true, now again this body of the loop would be executed, these statement would be executed till the condition becomes false, right? So how you can draw this thing in a flow chart? See, first obviously program is running, somewhere we have do while loop. So this is, you can say, body of loop, body of do while loop, right? This would be executed irrespective of the condition. Now next, after executing once, condition would be checked. So simply you can map this thing in flowchart. Condition would be checked. If condition is true, again body of these statement would be executed. If the condition is false, now you can say exit from do while loop, or whatever in your program you will write, those statement would be executed. But here we can say exit from loop, not exit from program, exit from loop. So this is just flowchart, basic flowchart of this do while loop, right? I hope you got the working of this loop. So this is known as exit controlled loop. Two categories are there: entry control, for and while loop, entry control loop, and this do while loop is exit controlled loop. While exiting from the loop, we are checking the condition, right? So this is exit controlled loop. Now let me just show you an example, and let me just show you how this is different. With the help of that example, we'll see how this loop is different from while loop, right? So sometimes we need like to execute the statements which are written in the loop of the body at least once without checking the condition. Sometimes this type of things happens. Those things also we'll discuss with the help of programs, right? So in those cases, it's better to use do while loop rather than while loop, right? Because at least once we want to execute those statements, after that, we want that the condition should be checked, right? So in those cases, we use do while loop. Now let's see how this is different from while loop. So with the help of these two programs, you will get the difference between while loop and do while loop. One difference, see, I'm just taking one variable I, initializing with the 0. Now in do while loop, I'm writing cout hi Jenny, and the condition is while I greater than 0. This is the condition, right? And after that out of loop. So what would be the output of this thing? Just pause the video and think. So what output you will get here? There is no condition. I would be initialized with 0, then we will enter here, then hi Jenny would be printed, right? And ENDL means that would be cursor would be next line. Now checking the condition, while I greater than 0, is I greater than 0? No, I is 0, condition is not true. So exit from the loop and just print out of loop. The condition is not true, still one time these statement would be executed, the body of the loop. But same in this case, this is while loop, I is 0, while I greater than 0, is this condition true? No, so exit from the loop and it will just print out of loop. Here you can see the difference. I have told you at least once the body of loop would be executed irrespective of the condition into while loop, right? And you can also write down this while after this curly braces here, while I greater than 0, but this semicolon is must, but here we cannot put any semicolon, right? Now let's see, we have seen one program of input validation in last video when we were discussing while loop. So let's write down that program with the help of do while loop. You just pause the video and try out that program. If you have seen my previous video, that input validation, I want a number, user to enter a number between 1 to 5, right? So write down that program with do while loop. Pause the video and write down. So this would be that code using do while loop. We can write down some program for input validation. We are checking input is valid or not. I have declared a number, a variable number, then do. After that, here I am writing enter a number between 1 and 5. So see in number, and the condition is while number less than equal to 1 or, not and, logical or, number greater than equal to 5, because I want between 1 and 5, not 1 or less than 1 or not 5 or greater than 5, right? If this is the condition, then repeat this thing. Again ask from the user, enter a number between 1 and 5. If the condition is, this condition is true, it will repeat. If this condition is false, if user has entered a number, correct number, then just print thanks. Suppose first we will run this and it will ask enter a number between 1 and 5 and I have entered 0, right? Check the condition, number less than equal to 1, yes, condition is true, right? Condition true means again in the loop, again it will ask enter a number between 1 and 5. Now I am entering 6. Now check the condition, number less than equal to 1, no. Check second condition, number greater than equal to 5, yes, condition is true. Condition true, again repeat this loop, again ask enter a number between 1 and 5. Now I am entering suppose 2. Check the condition, number less than equal to 1, no, or number greater than equal to 5, no. This condition is now false. So you have entered correct number now out of the loop and it will print thanks. One more thing, like if you want to calculate area of something, area of a square or area of rectangle, then one time calculate area of rectangle, right? Again it will ask, do you want to calculate another, do you want to continue? If you print yes, calculate another area for another rectangle. Again it will ask yes or no. So that thing you can put in do while loop. So that I will show you with the help of program. So I guess now we will see practical, we will run these programs on our laptop, right? And see this number I have declared out of this do while loop, out from this do while loop, from this body of the loop, sorry, out of this body of the loop. Why so? Because after closing this body, we are using this number. So we cannot do something like this. After do within this, we can declare int number, not outside. It will give error because outside of this body we are using this variable number, so we have to declare this outside. Whatever variable you will use for the condition, you have to declare that variable out of this loop of the body. You have to take care of this thing, right? Now let's do some practical. Okay, let's create a new file for this do while loop. Do while underscore loop dot cpp, right? So now first this header, then we using namespace std, then in main I'm writing what it should be namespace std, then int main. First you will see the difference between while and do while loop. So I'm taking one variable and I is equal to 0, that example, and then here what condition I need to put? I greater than 0, okay, and here in code we are just printing cout and we are printing just hi Jenny, that's it, right, with the ndl. And after this, let me just print out of loop just to indicate end of this loop, right? Then return 0. Okay, let's run this and I'll show you what output will get. Let me just zoom this. I hope now you can see this, right? Now let's run this. It will ask, so it will not ask anything. It will just print hi Jenny and out of loop, right? The condition is not true, but still it is printing hi Jenny one time, right? Now see, I'm just making one difference here. I'm just incrementing this value I plus plus within this body of the loop, right? Now what output you will get? See, one time it will enter hi Jenny would be printed. Now I plus plus means I becomes 1. Now I greater than 0, yes, it is true. I is 1. Again it will print I 2, 3, 4. So what would be the output? Is it an infinite loop or it will end somewhere? How many times this hi Jenny would be printed? If you have watched my previous video, I guess you would be clear how this would run, right? So this is for your assignment. You have to tell me in comment section what would be this output of this thing. Same if rather than do while loop, if you write down this code with while loop, while first the condition, then cout hi Jenny, then it will print only out of the loop. You have to try this at your own. Now let me just, that program we will see one more program. You have to calculate, suppose you want to calculate area of a rectangle. So what we are taking, first variable, okay, area of rectangle, what I want, first it will ask enter length and breadth, right? Then it will calculate area, it will print this is the area of rectangle, right? And after that it will ask you, do you want to continue, do you want to calculate another? If you enter yes, again it will ask enter length and breadth. If you rather than printing y, small or capital Y, any other character or 1, 2, 3 or n you will print, it will exit from the loop, right? So within this, see, you just have to understand this thing rather than writing the program. First understand what is the problem statement, what would be the output, what I want the output. According to that you have to write down. So at first it will run. So at first, obviously, without checking the condition, loop body would execute. So within this loop body, what we can take variable. I am taking float, length and breadth. Better to write down length and breadth for better understanding. I am just writing LNV and area. Area is equal to 0. I am initializing it with 0, right? Now, what cout, it will ask enter length and breadth separated by a space. Okay. Now, Cin L and B, these variables we have taken. Now calculate area. Area is equal to what? Length into breadth. I guess simple, this is the formula. Or correct me if I am wrong. L into B. After calculating area, I am just printing area. The area of rectangle, you can write down of rectangle, or simply you can write down area is, and what is that variable? Area, right? E and D. After that, it will ask cout want to calculate another, or maybe basically you can write down do you want to continue. So here you can either enter like yes or no. You can enter anything, but obviously we will just, if yes then it will continue, if no then it will exit from this loop. Okay, and now you will enter this thing yes or no, y or n. So obviously you have to store that, this is input, so you have to store that in a variable, right? So you have to take another variable, choice. Suppose I am taking choice, character choice, right? So in choice variable I am storing that input, right? Now what we will do, now here this condition what you will put, see, on choice variable obviously we will put some condition. Choice would be either yes or no, so on that only we will put some condition. If choice is yes, we will continue, if choice is no, we will not continue. That is why on choice variable we will put condition. So that is why this choice variable I have declared out of this loop of the body, right? So now choice is equal to small y or logical or, not and. Choice equal to capital Y. If small y or capital Y, this is the choice, then we will continue, right? Otherwise we will exit from this loop, right? Simple, otherwise out of this loop. I hope you got this what you can say, that logic of calculating area, and if you want to continue that thing also, how to add this kind of thing, because in many programs you will see this thing, do you want to continue, yes or no, or press 1 for this, press 2 for this, then do you want to continue, and all these kind of problems all we will discuss in next video with the help of do while loop, right? This is just simple one. So let's run this. Now it will ask enter length and breadth separated by a space. So 3 and 4, enter. The area is 12. Okay, now it will ask want to calculate another. So I am just entering y. Again it will ask, y means yes, condition is true, so it will continue. So I am entering 4, 5, 20. Again, do you want to continue? This time I am entering capital Y. Okay, it will ask again. So 1, 4. Area is 4. Do you want to continue? Other than Y, capital Y or small y, you will enter anything. Suppose I am entering, better to enter N, means no. Or if you enter anything, right, I am entering Y, or sorry, not Y, T, then also it will exit. See, T, then out of loop it will exit, because the condition is only on y. If you will enter y and y, it will continue. Other than y, if you enter anything 1 2 3 a b c d, it will exit. Okay, or you also put this condition also. If you enter n only, n for exit, or you can say q for quit. If you enter q, then only it will quit from the program. If you enter any other thing, y you will enter, it will continue. Q you will enter, it will exit. Other than that, you will enter anything, it will show you invalid choice. Enter again. Okay, this kind of thing. This also you can implement, right? So these are some, this kind of thing you can do with this do while loop. This right, like this you can write down. If you remove this thing from here, it will give you an error, right? Syntax error. Let me just run this and see. Error, expected the semicolon before cout, so it is giving you an error, right? So that's it for this video now. So I hope you got basics of do while loop, right? Now in the next video we'll see 2 or 3 more programs on do while loop, like in which type of different programs or different uses of do while loop, right? With the help of program I'll show you, or you can say that video would be more about coding exercise. So now I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.